Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good Wiedersehen, whatever the hell it is in your particular time zone. Welcome along to Tyrannus TV, where tonight I am working on the final bit of detail on the commission sword for Yons, one of the regular viewers here. Good day there, mate, to Crims at 1 PM. Yeah, for you, maybe. What about the rest of the world? It's not all about you, mates. It's about the rest of us too, eh? So yeah, I got some work to do on Yons' sword, and I had a chat to one of the guys I was doing a different commission for about the difficulty I was having meeting my own expectations with his project, and he said he had a plan B in the works. So when we chatted about his plan B, he was quite enthusiastic about me ditching the original commission and picking up his plan B, because it's something that I've proven time and time again I can actually achieve with some level of success. What time is it here, my friend? It is 2:03 AM. It's 0200 hours. What's the O mean? Oh my god, it's early in the morning. Okay. So, what I go to do tonight is I have to set the gems on the crossguard, the end of the quillions here. I also have to set the eyes on both sides. I need to terminate the wrap on the handle correctly. Instead of just having it band, I'm going to put a band around each end, and I'm going to give the blade one wash of black shoe polish just to age it a little bit without it taking on a really beaten old look. He wants we discussed 3 options for the blade for the age of the weapon: brand new off the production line, used for a year, used for a lifetime. And he would prefer it to be the second option, used for a year. So not brand new, but not beaten and chipped and battle damaged, but something that looks like it has been carried for a little while and used. So I reckon one wash of black shoe polish should pretty much do that, and it will also help make all the details in the skull and the flame pop a bit more and give it some character, particularly with the fuller and things. At first, some work on setting these stones. And I'm going to get around to replacing the face cam hopefully sometime this week, because it's a really cheap and nasty face cam with that kind of resolution, and that's not a focus issue. That, as far as I can tell, is because I'm using a really cheap old camera. Not that you need to see my ugly mug in any great detail any fucking way, but hey. So what I've decided is these gems, to countersink them just ever so slightly. So I've cut through the paint And I'm going to remove the paint from inside that circle. And glue them down. I like that jacket, but it's too firm. Doesn't allow any flexibility in my arms while I'm wearing it. And now that I'm practically finished Yons' sword, I'm going to get to the hurdle of actually freighting it to him. Now, Yon, in case you've forgotten, lives in Norway. And my postal service here in Australia will not send anything greater than 105 centimeters external package size on the greatest length, and Yon's sword is 127 centimeters from the tip of the blade to the tip of the pommel. I do not want to disassemble the sword and give it to him in a state that he will need to reassemble when he gets to him. So rather than sending it by standard postal service, we now need to look at freighting options. It looks like something like DHL will probably be the solution. However, we need to take a look at that, because I think the freighting costs will be 3 digits. It's over $100 Australian, I think. Now, I do have a special deal sitting there from them open for my first time one-off freight, and get up to 30% off the price. So that may be applicable. I don't know. Well, that's the only downside to having commissions done internationally. Okay, I say one of the downsides. I say the downside, but it's one of the downsides, I suppose. There's also the delay, the inability to guarantee that it will get to its destination in one piece. I suppose if you pay insurances and stuff, then the onus is upon the freighting company, but that still doesn't guarantee they're going to take care of it, just that they're going to compensate you for it to some extent if they don't take care of it. Oh, look at that. Snug as a bug in a rug. So much so that it doesn't want to pop back up out of the... Okay. I'm not using my standard contact adhesive to set these plastic gemstones. I'm using super glue. What do you call it? CA glue. So what have you been working on, Crims? Anything special, buddy? Got nothing going on right now. Ah. Just chilling. IQ Workshop. You sat in your car watching on the mobile. I got to do that. I got to learn how to do the whole Twitch thing on here. I got the... There we go. Now you know my password. Sure, next time you steal my phone, I'm fucked. I got the Twitch thing on here, but the screen doesn't want to do that. Log in, sign up. I suppose you use the same login, but you can't actually stream using your phone, can you? You can only watch. I like to watch. But yeah, welcome along, IQ. Thanks for lurking there in your car, on your phone, on your itty bitty tiny little screen. Waiting to be called to collect the misses. Oh, you can stream using your phone as the output device. That's weird, because I wanted to do like carry my phone around when I fly over to Sydney for the big con. And maybe like stream on Pulse, because I looked at that and the first thing I thought it said on pubes. I'm going, you what? So what? Pulse is another another app, is it? As Mike says, my email said you were on. I had to come watch you. I like to watch you too, Ozzy. How you doing, brother? Get over there. Option in the app at the bottom. Okay, cool. I'll have to take a closer gander at it, because I just thought it might be nice for something exotic. You am without pants. Only a manly man, such as yourself, a stalwart defender of Stormwind, could get away without being pantsless and have me appreciate it. Could get away with being pantsless, is what I meant. Trust the missus. Just got called. No worries, IQ, man. I appreciate the support of being there anyway, mate. The spirit is willing, but the missus comes first. Totally appreciate it. Understand. You might dip in later? No worries, bud. How is work? Work's good, mate. It's not like it's a ball buster of a job that I have. I put up a post on Facebook earlier on this evening how the commission for the Proton Pack from Ghostbusters was kicking my ass, and that I've had to scrap it and rebuild it again, and it's just... it's way outside my comfort zone, and I'm not producing even basic stuff that I am happy with, let alone expecting the client to be happy with. And the client saw it and said, look, what if I change the commission? I have a plan B. Something else that I'm tempted to get you to do. And he wants me to do a very iconic sword and board for him. I went, well, dude, I don't know if you've been following the stuff I've been doing lately, but swords I can do. And while I'm enjoying doing this one for Yon, I do like something that looks a little more classic up here on the hilt area, on the crossguard area. So the Proton Pack. You don't follow me. What, on Facebook? Well, screw you too. Thought you were my friend. It's not like you don't know where my Facebook is. Oh, actually, that's my Tyrannus Facebook. I mentioned it on my personal Facebook. Sorry. But yes, so he's lifted a huge weight off my shoulders of not being able to supply him with a result that he or I would be happy with. Where is Facebook located on the interweb? Pretty much every freaking where, man. Somebody really famous once said, sarcasm is the lowest form of wit, indulged in by the ignorant. That's probably why I enjoy using it so much. Don't talk to him, Crims, he's got no pants on. It's contagious. Witty as hell. Look at your wit. There's like wit coming out of you everywhere. It's pouring from your ears. Can you tell me how to get to Facebook Street? Well, yes, you start in MySpace land and then you wait for 8 years. Ah, Fen, my dear. How are you? So, Fen, I deleted my subscriber icon after having a little bit of a read because it still had not been approved. It was still pending. They actually say that you cannot use a single character or number as your icon unless it is a very iconic part of a brand. And mine was obviously the T that I'm using here at the beginning of Tyrannus. So I deleted it and changed them. So literally in the last hour or so I posted up a new subscriber icon, which is obviously still pending now. Also, there is a bug going around for really dumbed down tonsillitis. Is there a bug going around for really dumbed down tonsillitis? Is this a joke? Is there a pun? Am I waiting for a punchline? Yes, a new shiny icon. When it gets approved. As I said, I only just posted up about half an hour ago. I don't know, dude. No, not that I've heard of. I haven't suffered from tonsillitis for quite some considerable time, but I used to get it all the time at school. I used to lose quite a lot of time as a youngster because of tonsillitis. Had a ton of ear infections when you were a kid. Don't know which is worse. Yeah. It was like, no, we won't take them out, Mrs. Tyrannus. He'll grow out of that. Well, I didn't say Mrs. Tyrannus because it's not really my fucking name. But you know what I mean. Besides, my mum would have bitch slapped them. Mrs. Who? They put tubes in your ears. Ooh. That doesn't sound like fun at all. Really? Can you hear that growling noise? That's some freaktard out on the street revving the shit out of his car at 2:30 a.m. Inconsiderate little fuckers. People sleep around here. Not this person. But, you know, people, other people, human beings, muggles. It did sound pretty nice, did it? Oh, okay. There's no one home tonight. School's back. Well, how are you going to earn an income if you don't, dude? Welcome to adulting. Whoa! As a car guy, exhausts don't really bother me at any point of the day. In Atlanta, I've lived close enough to the exotic car dealership that you could hear them starting up and doing test drives and stuff. Yeah. You have other jobs. This one is so I can buy pretty things. I'm not much of a car person per se. I mean, I'd love to own an 850 BMW, but hey, that ain't ever going to happen. But the High Elf and the Sun are both car weirdos. My daughter is the type of person who'll go to Speedway and the burnouts and that sort of stuff. I used to call Speedway. I used to call motocross. She'll do the drags and stuff. I got asked to come and call horse racing once, knocked them back. Basically, I'll get off on the smell of methanol and I get off on the smell of avgas, but horse shit doesn't do a thing for me, so no, I'm sorry, I'll have to gracefully decline your offer to have me come and call the horse races. Not interested. A BRZ Subaru. Are you really? It's parked next to a BRZ Subaru at work. Belongs to the boss's daughter. By work, I mean tonight's quiz. Gonna get a red one so it goes fast? If you wanted it to go fast, you'd Flintstone it down a hill. Alright. Did Fenn just make a disparaging remark about your car? Or car to be? Blue with a white stripe. Okay. Make it sound correct. Because we all know it's got nothing to do with how mechanically robust your vehicle is. It's all about what it sounds like. Yep, all show, no go. That's what it's about. Toyota Corolla. Okay, we're going to leave that conversation right there, okay? I can't talk. I got a plain old-fashioned Holden McLean station wagon. Load up all my DJ gear in it and keep on driving. It's got 388,000 kilometres on the clock at the moment. Still going. Yeah, well, I can't carry my DJ gear around in a sedan, and while it's not a big honking DJ kit that I carry, I don't need a van for it. Okay, so there's the gems on his quillions. So I'm about to whack the gems in the eyes of the dragon, or dragons. And then weather the blade, and toy with an idea that I've got for terminating the binding on the handle, the wrap on the handle, I should say. Yep, that feels pretty solid. It's not gonna... Wow! Look out! Wall of text or what? I actually bought a Toyota Matrix, which is a Corolla hatchback, to be able to haul my stuff around, but I realised that it would fit in a normal sized car, so you traded up for the Corolla. Using duct tape? What do you... Where did that random comment come from? CK! KC! C. Hi! How you doing? Thanks for joining us this evening. Duct tape, you said you were going to attach the wrap to the handle. The wrap is already attached to the handle. I need to terminate the wrap on the handle. Listen to the words what are falling out of my mouth. Power's off? Huh? Oh, right, so your excuse for not hearing is that it's 2:35 a.m. Right, okay. See, this is why CK doesn't come around as often as she used to. Aussie, you're fucking scaring my viewers. Got some paper towel around here somewhere to take some of that done. Okay, that should do it. So I'm pressing the gem hard up against the foam so that it marks the paint, and all I'm doing is removing the paint to counter. You're happy that you can have that effect on people. Did you just use the Ted Ross emote? Somebody's going to have to tell me how to use emotes. How do I get them to come up? Because I've just been cutting and pasting stuff, man. Do you put like an exclamation mark and then type in Ted emote 1 or what the hell do you do? And how do you find out what people have called their emotes? It's the smiley face in the text field. That's all you type and that comes up. You can mouse over them and see what they are called. Okay. So, Evil Ted Ross, and that's what? I just type Evil Ted Ross and it pops up, or do you need to put a... There's a smiley face above the text box thingy. You can click on it so you don't need to type the emote. Like that. Sweet! So, really way too simple for it to have been that hard for me to find, really, isn't it? No, you don't have robots. Other people do. So that's why, how you know that my emote isn't up yet. Because it's not appearing in that list, righto. Now I can't get rid of the bloody things until I choose something, obviously. Like that. Right, alright. I can re-click the smiley face and it will close down without choosing one. See? Learning, learning, learning. That's what the stream is all about. The exchange of information. KC's all happy about having a dragon's butt. I just did a TED on you, didn't I? I just called you KC again, for Christ's sake. I'm changing my username! Okay, so I got one eyeball in there. and the Sunshine Band. KC and the Sunshine Band. Is that what they're telling you? You poor naive boy. That's what they want you to think. They said between 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. Okay, let's do a quick poll for all those people in chat who are from all over the world. How many of our telecommunications companies actually do what they say? Will Aussie's NBN be connected sometime on Friday between 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. as per their promise? How likely is that where you come from? Well, don't say that too loud around here. My daughter's all excited about Game of Thrones. I don't care. It's been 2.5 months. Screw you all, with much love. We have a TV in the lounge room, which plays pretty much exclusively ABC for kids. Because it's there for the workshop elf as a square babysitter. The daughter has Netflix on her laptop and tends to watch that mostly in the bedroom. And I've got a 55-inch at the foot of my table, at the foot of my bed, where I plug my laptop in and watch YouTube and shit at night. But as for TV, I don't watch any of it really. I know a lot of people say, I don't watch TV, and they do, but literally I don't watch that much TV. I sleep most of the day away. I work in the evenings, and then I sit in front of my computer either crafting, watching streams, or playing computer games. I see very little television. I lie, I've been watching season 2 of Yu-Gi-Oh! At the moment in the bedroom. A mate of mine loaned my son season 2 and season 3 and he hasn't come to collect them. So I've been watching them. Okay. Whoa, Jesus. Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm going to cosplay as a dark magician. Or a white eyes blue dragon. Or a blue eyes white dragon. Whatever the fuck it is. Okay, so. Need to ask someone who saw the first one who died. You can't watch it without knowing. Well, the rest of the freaking world could. My 55's collecting dust, not even near the TV output, as it's only used for group get-together game nights. Yep. What else we got there? You had cable exclusively for The Walking Dead and Game of Thrones. No spoilers in chat though. Good. Should be no spoilers. Thank you very much. Nothing else really. That was before you moved. You've not seen anything since you moved over a year ago. Everyone dies, of course. Isn't that the whole thing about that particular writer? Does that help? Whatever the hell that is. The second season's in my room and the third season is sitting here. Yu-Gi-Oh! Ah, look at you with your little beating heart and shite. I'm not quite halfway through. Oh, that made you feel all warm, did it? Right in the feels. What was that face for, Fed? What is that face? Panic. Okay. Okay, so eyeballs fitted to the dragon on this side. I prefer that dragon. The details popped on that one a lot better. So now I've got to put the eyeballs on this one. And then I can get to doing the wash on this and giving it a little bit more life. I am. I had a win down at Spotlight, which is our little fabric crafting store, and I got all of those gems for $9 in a pack. There's probably a couple of hundred in there to flesh out my little gemstone collection. And I had a thought, boys and girls. Those of you who watch me make the pommel and other pommels, where really cheap, I laminate several pieces of foam together to make a block, and then I carve out the pommel, hoping that I'm not going to get split lines in it. I only actually bought them for this project, so I've only been using them for the last day or two. But yeah, I came across an idea for making the blocks for the pommels instead of laminating several pieces of EVA together, where I've got to sand the texture off of the back of them to glue them together to make a block. One of these EVA foam roller, fitness roller thingies. Cut a chunk off, with that slab that's about that thick. Oh yes, I did put a couple in, but that's not out of that packet, that was out of a particular green packet. So yeah, cut a slab off as thick as I want the pommel, and then I've got this solid chunk of foam, disc of foam about that much, where I can cut, you know, out of that I'd probably get 5 pommels out of it in one slice that big. This one I got from Aldi, mate, but I know Woolies and Kmart sell them in the sports section. All the yummy mummies in their yoga pants buying them to not do much exercise at home. I thought a solid chunk of foam like that would come in kind of handy for carving bits and pieces out of. It's 90 centimetres long and probably, what's that, 15 centimetres thick. Six inches, yeah, about 15 centimetres thick. 14 centimetres, doesn't matter. I'm hoping it's solid foam all the way through, that they haven't got some sort of a core or something inside it. But I thought that would come in really handy for doing the sculpting bits. I haven't actually put it to practical use yet. How porous is the foam? It's solid like EVA mats from what I can see. So yeah, it's the same sort of density that I've been using, and it's pretty solid. It's not spongy like those blue yoga mats. Your mind wants to go to pool noodle. No, but they're really, really porous and crap. Seen those large roller things in the stores, but they've always been pool noodle style. No, well, I mean, it's still got the plastic wrapper on it, but let me confirm. I think it might be spongy like the... Q, you are back! There's a bloody camera. Yeah, like I said, I think carving with it does seem to be a little soft now that I'm putting a fair bit of pressure on it. The cheap blue bed mat that I got, the roll-out camping bed mat, which was really soft and gushy, that I originally wrapped the handle of the Kratos axe with. When I put that on and pushed it to grip, my fingers dug into it and left indents in it permanently. That's a thicker density, that blue purple roll. So the problem is when you put a smiley face like that, I don't know whether you're being sarcastic or something. Oh yeah. Was telling Aussie. I put adult filter. Okay. I put adult filter on some of the videos that are uploaded to YouTube, or age restriction adult filter, because of my language. And it killed my monetization on those particular videos. I thought, oh damn it! I'm a pain in the freaking ass. But then I had a look at my monetization of my YouTube videos, because I got YouTube partnership. My income is 4 cents. 4 cents. You know my little cup down here? 4 simple cheers. My total YouTube income. 4 fucking cents. It's like, are you kidding me? Piss off. Yeah, get partnership. Become monetized on YouTube. Don't fucking think so. I had one video that I had set to make me money because it got 30,000 views randomly. You made 12 cents. Yeah. Like, nah. We come over here to Twitch and our friends help us with... Ooh, slamming the volume up on that audio, aren't I? Our friends help us out with cheers and with subscriptions and stuff. And yeah, far more profitable to be over here than it is over there. I mean, I still use it as my archival medium for putting these videos up. There we go. I turned the volume down on the mic a little bit because it was slamming the volume level all the way up, peaking it out. And now I'm going to put this up on YouTube with the whole shit canning YouTube documentary, a commentary in it. You really like Sabo Kangaroo? How are you do? This is the commission that I'm making for Yon. No, it's not from anything. It is a reimagination of the blade shape from the Lich King sword, actually. So it's slightly shorter and broader to give us a more realistic bastard sword shape. But all of these details here, dragon head with the flame, jewels on the quillions, shape of the pommel, that's all something that Yon put forward as design features that he wanted in his sword. Well, they've only just given us affiliates the ability to receive cheers and just recently subscription level, which used to be the domain of partners only IQ. So with the subscription level, people can subscribe to your channel for $4.95 American a month, or $9.95 American, or I think it's $24 or $25 American. There's 3 different levels of subscription that you can do, and that pays directly into a PayPal account of the host, So for instance, I've got 2 subscribers. Fen was kind enough to subscribe to me, and so does Shogun Props. Both of those people are thankfully supporting me fiscally. Their $10 US will go into my PayPal account on a monthly basis as long as they continue to subscribe. Now, while that doesn't sound like much, if you have 10 of your friends or 10 of your viewers subscribing to you on an annual basis, that's $50 American that can help pay for all my foam and all my glue per month kind of thing. You have to have a minimum amount of content per month. I think it is a few hours you need. The affiliate level is far less difficult to achieve than the partnership level. Once you get your workshop back up and running, you'll be streaming. Sweet! CK is now lurking and working. And working and lurking. And working and lurking. And working it and lurking it. And yeah, okay, I'm going to stop now because that's just like weird. Even for me. TNT Cosplay, my friend, good morning to you. How are you? You having a fun-filled day? You're lurking. Okay, yes. Lurking and working is lorking, apparently. It's a thing. Crim's just made it a thing. Would that be a spoonerism? Lorking? Would that be a spoonerism? You're taking a break away from home and work. Your build is on hold till you get back. Good to see that you're making some progress with it. So I've been meaning to ask you at TNT. Obviously you supply craft foam to crafters. But are you a cosplayer yourself? Do you craft costumes? Is there work from the hand of TNT that we can see? Well, there's the last bit of paint removed for the final gem. Let's put that really sharp knife up there. Here's what you're up to on the Instagram machine. Ooh, bang bang! Oh yes, of course, you are working on your Blade Runner gun. You've made some progress since I saw your last images. You did not have the chain bar in it. I don't think you had the slide, if we're calling it a slide. Yeah, you've made some definite progress on that since I saw your last image. And more importantly than just Blade Runner, the Deckard gun from Blade Runner, not the new gun from the new Blade Runner. Right, eyeballs. All glued together and working. You mean you can shoot people with it? I was watching, Jesus Christ, sword making guy that I watch here online. A Bowie knife maker, and one of the guys in his workshop had his gun. He was wearing his gun while he was streaming, and that's nothing unusual. We see Dark do it all the time, but he just had his gun tucked in the back of his belt. It's like that, and like only the bottom 3 inches of the barrel. So a good, 60% of the weapon was kind of hanging out over his belt. I thought, mate, that's just going to fall on the ground and blow somebody's toe off. Awesome. It looks awesome, dude. You hope your phone build lose half as good. I hope your first phone build lose just as good too, mate. I do. Yeah, no, I'm a smart prick, aren't I? Don't know what I'm going to terminate those with. I got to thinking about doing a strip of black of this fake, and putting that on the angle and terminating the top and the bottom. And terminate the top of the binding with the black. And autocorrect getting you too. So you use the word lose more than you use the word look. We're blaming it on the autocorrect. Yeah, I think the black Terminator. I gave him the choice. I've got 3 different colours of this fake leather. So it's got the leatherette texture on it. Oh yeah, the low light picks that up nicely. So I've got this fake leather shit. I have it in black. I have it in this brown, and I have it in tan. And I asked Yon to choose what colour he wanted, and he went with the tan, with the brown, I should say, the brown. But yes, like I said, I think I need a definite Terminator, so a line of black on the top and the bottom on a taper to cover that up. I think it's going to be the way to do that. But first, let's do some fun stuff. Let's put a wash. Something just fell over down there. Don't know, don't care. Really nice contrast? Yeah, I think so. I think so, yeah. I can't wait. I have a sword commission that I need to have a chat to the client about whether I can stream and disclose the progress of that build. But the handle is a wound, you can't see that, damn it, is a wound binding with the twisted wire in the groove around the wound binding, and I'm really looking forward to that. I think that should work well. Off to drink too much beer and make an ass of myself. Oh, okay, so sounds like a regular Sunday morning. Have fun, man. Okay, I'm going to keep that. I don't want to keep that phone there. I don't want to ruin that phone. But I don't want the blade sitting on the rough texture. So, here's some scrap paper. let's do this. So for those of you who've seen my weathering techniques previously, basically all I'm going to do is I'm going to paint that blade with a heavy black wash of liquid shoe polish, and then I'm going to wipe it straight off again before it has time to dry or set or anything really. That's the paper towel I'm going to wipe it off with. And my trusty applicator is a really cheap foam brush. I don't choose foam brushes for this job over normal brushes because I want to avoid brush strokes or anything. I choose them because I had a whole stack of those and they were like $10 for a pack of 20 or something when I got them. I can't find them that cheap anymore. Colours out, that's brown, that's black. So this is my secret weapon for aging and weathering. Liquid shoe polish. Now it is a waxy shoe polish and it will put a waxy shine after it's done. But to knock that down, what I do is I then spray it with satin clear varnish. It helps protect the shoe polish and it really cuts down on the shine. Yeah. That's some acrylic paint gunging up on the bottom of that. Okay. That's what you use for weathering your everything out. Yeah. Just soaked it in a really watered down paint and then swung the foam brush at the cloth and let it splatter all over it. Yeah. My entire Nordic is weathered with this shoe polish technique. And it actually started out the same as this sword. It's exactly the same paint. I'm using this stuff, Rust-Oleum, Forge Hammered Antique Pewter is the colour. It gives me this metallic-y finish of the blade, which looks very brushed aluminium to me. I've got some other colours in there. I've got iron and stuff. But I find for a starter, this nice silvery colour is a good place to start, and then let the shoe polish bring it back a little. I apologise for the camera going ape shit. It doesn't like the wild fluctuations in white balance. So, go pop, you little shit. Come on, just pop off of there. Going ape shit. God damn it. Ah, there it goes. So yeah, I put an excessive amount of this on and then I wipe it pretty much all straight back off again. He doesn't want it really old, so I think maybe one and done, but I'll check once it's had time to cure off and I see what the entire surface looks like with this one coat, and I'll play it by ear. If I don't think it's got enough character with just one coat, I'll give it another one. But I mentioned earlier on we were discussing, or Yon and I were discussing, how he wants me to age the sword. So I gave him like 3 options. Do you want it brand new, straight out of the foundry with, you know, no life? Do you want it that this guy has owned the sword for a year? Or do you want it that he's owned it for a lifetime and it's been handed down to him and it's shown some age? And he chose, you know, it's his first sword. He's owned it for a year or so. So we don't want battle damage and nicks and chunks out of it. We don't want it straight out of the smithy. But it's got to have a bit of life to it. And that shoe polish really is getting watered down by the dampness that's still in the foam brush. It really does let things tell a different tale, doesn't it? Bit of dirt in around the head and stuff now. Just, yeah. It's got a life now. Now there are no chips and nicks in the blade, or none that I put in intentionally, so I don't expect this to highlight much except for the fuller and to give the blade a bit of age. I have a theory that the longer I leave this, the darker it stains, and we're directly underneath the reverse cycle air conditioner blowing warm air because, again, it's 3:30 in the morning and it's damn cold, so I have the reverse cycle air conditioner on. It's our winter. Now I have discovered brushing this stuff off leaves brush strokes. Your roommate that does a ton of Warhammer miniature painting says that making things look weathered is so much easier than making things look nice and clean. Well, I've got to admit, this since I've learnt this technique, I find the bang for your buck factor, how much you achieve with how little effort, really, really rewarding. Going 8. Weathering is easier than absolutely clean. It hides mistakes. It does. So yeah, just see, that's totally... Whoa, look out. That's totally telling a different story. That side of the blade. The light is glaring off the shine from the shoe polish. Fuck it. Okay, that side of the blade, as opposed to that side of the blade. There's some black lines in there. I don't want actually black lines. So we'll take just a little bit of that out of there. Weathering fools the eye because it looks more complicated to produce. Okay. So I have 2 more sword commissions on the table after this. I have the Steel Great Sword from Skyrim to produce. And I have this other sword that I'm not sure whether I have an NDA on it yet. Whether he wants to keep it hush-hush until he hits the con with it, or whether I'm allowed to stream the build on that. But really seem to have hit my stride as the guy here who's being asked to make cosplay friendly swords. Trying to make sure that I don't get any runs from the excess polish without wiping too much of it away. The camera's really picking up the contrast a lot more than there actually is. It doesn't look that grotty to the clear to the naked eye. Make sure there's no puddles for it to rest in. We do the top half of the crossguard. Don't ever think about doing a creative freedom build. Ever think about doing a creative freedom build? Like someone just says, I want A sword. Knock yourself out. I want an axe. Knock yourself out. That'd be... yeah. Yeah, not yet. No. I haven't had any of those. It'd be nice, but I'm not finding the direction that I'm getting too restrictive from people. See, Yon and I chatted back and forth about this, and he's understanding enough. Well, you've seen him there in the stream watching us build. He's not an overbearing client. He's given me guidance and direction on some of the aspects and given me free rein on the others. The crossguard on his example looks nothing like this, but I went back to some of my original discussions with him where he was interested in having a rapier with the dragon's wings and a very modelled dragon, and decided to incorporate some of that. This is what he sent me to work on. So you can see the crossguard there is a very traditional looking, shaped, kind of planar crossguard. I mistakenly thought the designs that he had on the tips of the quillions was something that he wanted incorporated because it had some significance, and it turned out that was just an artistic whim of his. Hence the reason now we swapped it out and gone with gemstones. Well, that's the first coat of black, and I think I like that. I may, after I seal it off, give it a hit with a coat of the brown shoe polish, just to give it some depth. But yeah, it doesn't look like a filthy sword, but it doesn't look like a brand new, it was just made sword either now. I mean, you saw literally how long that took. 10, 15 minutes tops. Sticky now. Sit down there out of the way, you. Shoe polish. I love it. I don't think that's going to be long enough, is it? Of course not. That's the crooked one. That might require just a little more cleaning up down there. Where the hilt hits the crossguard, there's a little bit of build-up of shoe polish. There we go. I'm getting just a little bit of bleeding out of all the detail, so it's just something I would like to watch, so I don't end up with big black pools of polish as it seeps out of the grooves before it dries off. Now the last couple of swords that I've used this put a strip around the end of the binding or the wrap. I've done it so that I purposely cut the binding a little bit, the wrap a little bit short, so like 2 or 3 mils short of the handle. You can see it doesn't go all the way up, so that when I do the wrap, it's on an angle and it terminates the end nicely. I'm liking the look of that better than giving a really straight flat end. Have Syrian, how are you? So a little bit of glue on that strip there. Hey, yeah. Well, that's doing that. We've got another strip for the top. So is that you're doing good? Have a bit of the cold since being so hot and temperature fluctuating off and on. Ugh. Well, that's a bit icky. And we're not liking the icky. So keep your bloody flu to yourself, alright? Don't spare it around here. Yep. There's still, I can see quite a bit of damp shoe polish in the grooves and the build up, but there's not enough content there now for it to run. But I'll keep an eye on it as it's drying off here underneath the fan, so that we don't end up with pools of shoe polish that look icky, because I don't like icky. I think I just explained that quite clearly, actually. Okay then. So yeah, just a real simple Terminator, black there and black at the top. So you working on any projects at the moment, Syrian? You post a link to one? Yeah, please do. Otherwise, I've got to carry this whole bloody channel by myself, and it's like, Jesus Christ, guys, come on. Did this yesterday while you was bored. Okay. No, I don't want you to hold that. I want you to hold that. Oh, excuse me. Whoa, yes, I did see that image. You used MS Paint for the outline, and then you freehanded your patterns on the inside with your marking pens, with your textures, I think was what I read somewhere. Oh, there we go. Made the shape with MS Paint, and then did a few rough designs in the centre and coloured with fine point Sharpies. It's probably exactly what I read earlier on. Because I'm an update. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back there. So when I wrap it around, this has something to glue on all the way around. So let's put that there. What are we going to float that on? Let's float that on that, shall we? Just not on my finger. Come on, play nice. Don't be a pain in the... Thank you. Talon Sword Cosplay, good evening to you. When did you sneak on in? Sneaking person? So just got to give that contact to it. You were thinking of making that Kingdom Hearts 3 Toy Story Keyblade that looks like a cactus. Hey, yeah, do it, dude. Talon, about 10 minutes ago, doing fun stuff like making the lunches for work tomorrow. Yay. Yes, around here it's making the pre-primary school lunch for the workshop elf before we go to bed that night. Yes, yes. So we can relate. Different level, but still relatable. Just using the very edge of the paper towel to soak up the tears, so we don't end up with any more of that spludge. I don't want it to take away the highlight, but I don't want it to be bleeding as it dries off either. Okay then, let's put the last little bit on the very tippy top here of Yons' sword. Oh, you bloody dickhead. So you still see the damp glue on there. That's going to clean up a little bit. I just wanted a neater way to terminate that wrap, and I think that's done it nicely. Get HBO Go. They have a free 2-week thing before you have to pay for it. But you can totally binge the last season before you have to pay, and then cancel it before you pay. The host of this channel would like to remind viewers that the views and opinions expressed of those in chat are not necessarily those of the channel host. But sometimes they are. That's tidier. Right. I think Yon has got himself a pig sticker to be happy with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a brief spray of clear varnish by holding it out the door and giving it a coat of I use satin, and it cuts down that waxy shine. As all of you know, I've never seen Doctor Who any episode. You're an uncultured heathen. Okay. There should be a Spanish Inquisition specifically for people who have not watched Doctor Who. Thank you, Talon. I've made others. The Witch King's sword is no longer here. It was collected last night, so I can't show that off. But thank you, Talon. At the moment, my pride and joy, young Rory, is looking after here. So, that's my Nordic greatsword that I'm kind of happy with. And now I have a commission to do the steel greatsword as well, which will be the same size as that. So I'm going to get underway making the steel greatsword. That's the tip sitting on the floor coming up to my throat. So it's 145 centimeters. Based on my character wearing it on his back in the game, and the top of the pommel being above my head and the tip of the blade being behind my knees. So I scaled it to my size. At least I scaled my Nordic greatsword, and this sword in the game is the same size as the Nordic greatsword. So that's my next commission, and as I said, I have another one. How heavy is that sword? Mate, it is disgustingly heavy. Are you ready? That's how heavy it is. I can do one finger push-ups with it. Okay? It's really, really light. Honest to God. It's EVA foam with a core of 16mm Tassie oak down the centre. Dead set fucking light as. Come on, Rory, hold the fucking thing. Jesus. You'd be scuppered. Your local home base doesn't carry dowels longer than 90 centimetres. That's a piece of shit. Honest to fucking God. What about curtain rods and stuff like that? No, I get the standard lengths that our place holds are 1.2 metres, so 120 centimetres, which are okay for a arming sword or a bastard sword, a 1.5 hand. Great swords and bigger, I'll step up to that length there, which is 1.8, which is a centimetre shorter than I am. And I'll cut them down to size. So that great sword that I just showed you, the iron great sword, and the other commission that I don't know whether I have permission to share yet, will both be using one of these cores in the middle of it. But later on I'm looking at converting across to using either carbon fibre cores or fiberglass cores, because I'm not sure about freighting timber, a natural product, overseas. And also the fiberglass or the carbon fibre will tend to flex, where this will crack and break if it's impacted. So I'm looking at improving my product, yeah. And of course there's my other pride and joy, which isn't quite a sword. There is my God of War axe from the new God of War game, which everybody knows how much I love. Yeah, be careful with the curtain rods, they tend to be iron. So yes, my God of War axe with the Christopher Judge signature over here, who of course is the voice of the new God of War game. And my axe featured on the Sony Santa Monica Twitch and stream and not Twitch, bloody well, Twitter and Instagram and stuff. They loved it. So do I. I don't think I've got any other weapons left in the house to show. Oh yeah, Rory's one-handed axe. Rory, of course, not only is holding his lovely shield and sword, but Rory also has a one-handed Nordic axe on his hip. So yeah, that's his one-handed weapon. Rah. Now this one is a PVC tube in the handle instead of a dowel. Yes, I did put it up in Prop Tarts, mate. When I finished that, I bragged about it all over the fucking place. So yeah, I spammed Bill and Britt with it a bit. Okay. Clear varnish for this thing. Whoa. So the clear that I'm going to use is, I like sticking with my Rust-Oleum products. Once I start using Rust-Oleum on a brand, I like to do the whole job with the same brand. So that sword looks alright, doesn't it? Yons should be very, very happy with that if we can get it to Norway for him. Because obviously, I'm not in Norway and he is. Holy bloody dooly, it's cold out here. Sorry, TNT. So it's winter time in Australia. Yes, very much. He is Dutch, but he lives in Norway. Where are we? Over here. Inbox. Come on, computer, do your thing. Shit, where'd he go? Where's his message gone? Oh God, lost his message, and the problem with that is that it has his address on it. Maybe it's not on that page, maybe it's on my personal page they messaged me. So you can see already that that's really taken the waxy shine off of it by spraying it with the clear satin. It's also going to protect the black so that when I add a light coat of brown and do that wash on that, it's not going to wash it away.